Hey, what's up guys? Zach here with American Smoke, and we're about to do part 2 of our series on the world's greatest smoked queso dip. And we've got our barbecue Boston butt already on the pit, cooking at 300 degrees. Now we're about to go ahead and get into this delicious Philadelphia cream cheese, because we're gonna smoke our cream cheese before we add it to our queso. Stick around, because we're gonna get to that right now. First thing you gotta do is get the cheese out of the daggone packet. I recommend coming right out of the fridge. The longer this stuff sits out, the easier it is to work with. If you've ever done any sort of buffalo chicken dip or anything like that where you've gotta mix up the cream cheese, you know that it's better to let it sit out. If all you're doing is taking it out of the pack and setting it on a piece of foil, let it be cold, baby. All right, so this smoked cream cheese is one of the easiest recipes that you can make on your smoker, but it's one of the biggest surprises you'll ever get once you've tasted it. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna be seasoning one of our blocks of cream cheese up with this Blackstone Street Taco, because I want it to go into our queso dip, and I want it to have a little bit of taco flavor. And so we're gonna be putting that on this one, and then I've got some everything bagel. This is for me to eat before anything else, because I'm hungry and I want a snack, and everybody else is gonna want a snack, because when you're smoking stuff, it's almost never ready before people get hungry. So one of the first steps that you want to do, if you've seen many of these other videos on either TikTok or Snapchat or YouTube or anything like that, is you want to score the cheese. And so what we're going to do on this one is, for the everything bagel, is we're just going to do sort of a diagonal cross. Easy peasy, nothing to it. The more effort you put into making nice straight lines, if that's the sort of thing you worry about like me, cooler it's gonna look though when it comes out. This is another thing that you're gonna benefit from if you take it right out of the fridge as opposed to letting it cool, is it becomes very hard to get a good cut in the warmer it becomes. Even just sitting out a few minutes here, it's getting a little hard to work with. But what this is gonna do is it's gonna open up. It's not just gonna look cool. It's gonna open up. When it does, it's gonna give you more surface area for your smoke to bond to, so you get more smoke flavor. The next one, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to put an A and an S in it. For American Smoke, baby, you know what's up. It's important that you don't cut yourself. Remember, you heard that here first. This is gonna get smoked, and then it's gonna put in the queso, and our next video, part 3, then it's gonna get smoked again. So you know it's gonna be daggone good, son. You know it's gonna be good. I don't have a cameraman here today, so it's just me and you making smoked queso, smoked cream cheese, smoked Boston butt. Busy day, but a good day. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, a lot of times you'll see people pour olive oil over it, but man, I got to spray olive oil. I'm a high-tech redneck, you know what I'm saying? High-tech redneck. This is just gonna help the seasoning stick a little bit. You wanna go fairly liberal with it. Don't be scared. Scared. I'm just gonna put some down on the pan below the cheese. That way I get some seasoning on the bottom as well. If you let this sit out in room temperature for a while, you're not gonna be able to do this. It's just gonna be a daggone mess. All right, so that's got that covered pretty well. Barely see the cheese anymore. It's gonna be extra delicioso. How y'all like my German? Is that German? I don't think that's German. It's not German. It's Spanish. All right, so we've got the everything bagel. We're gonna put onto this one. Since this one is a little bit more coarse, we're gonna start with the bottom. You just get all sorts of seeds in this everything bagel. If you've never had it, it's just a phenomenal taste. It tastes better than it looks. It looks like you're just gonna be picking seeds out of your teeth for the next 3 weeks, but if you've never had it, now is the time. If not now, then when, as the saying goes. Don't be scared to put it on there. That looks fantastic. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get these out into the smoker. We're gonna be cooking these at 300 degrees, right there with the Boston butt, for about 30 to 40 minutes. Usually if you're cooking at 225, you're gonna go for the whole hour. But since we're doing a little hotter, we don't want it to melt down too bad. But believe it or not, this stuff doesn't really melt down as much as you think. We'll see y'all at the pit. This stuff is just beautiful. Get you a better look at that everything bagel. And then we got our street taco cream cheese. Hopefully that A and that S really pop out. I'm gonna be pumped if it does. All right, so here we are out at the pit. We are going to put our delicious cream cheese into the pit. We're cooking at 300 degrees, as stated earlier, and this is gonna be in there for probably between 30, 45 minutes. Like I said, if you're doing it at 225, for instance, if you're slow cooking a Boston butt, then you wanna leave it in there for at least an hour. It's gonna get more smoke that way, but we're doing everything kind of fast tonight, fast as can be anyway. And so this is our smoked cream cheese going into the smoke. All right, so we're out here at the pit and we're at the stage where we are going to be pulling the cream cheese out of the smoker. I'm gonna be honest with you, it looks awesome. So be ready for that. We have been out here in this smoke for just about an hour. I was gonna do it for about 45 minutes, but looking at it and how it was performing with the higher heat, it did just fine. And so we're gonna pull that and get that ready to go into the queso. Oh dear God. Look at it, a little jiggly. So my AS didn't work out real good, but you can kind of still see an American smoke symbol in there. And this one looks great, you know, that is just a beautiful piece of cheese. The Boston butt that we put in during part 1 of this series is at 202 degrees, so it's not far from getting pulled. Once we get that pulled, we're going to be about the same time that we're gonna be putting the queso in there. So it's gonna work out really great to let my butt rest for an hour before I shred it. That way, the queso's coming off, the pork is perfect. You know, you just gotta make it happen, baby. Thanks so much for sticking around, everybody, for part 2. Make sure to stick around for part 3 of the world's greatest smoked queso dip. It's legit.